Hi people, it's Chandler Klebs here, and I'm recording another video with my Open Broadcaster software because there's something that's really funny that I want to show you people. Because I've been doing a lot of art recently, and so far I have 65 pictures available on Society 6, and I was showing Gaius the other night how I upload them. But lately I've been trying to design something that's the hardest thing ever and failing miserably, okay? And so there's a few things I want to explain. Now, okay, I'm going to switch to screen, and I'm going to turn the preview off so that it reduces RAM usage. And hopefully it will show you everything that's on the screen, but also my audio. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my Inkscape folder because I have a whole bunch of crazy art. Now, first I want to show you the Chessboard Unicorn. Now, people are familiar with this, and I worked on it in stages. Now, there's the chessboard, and there is a green unicorn. Now, that unicorn was from an SVG file I downloaded from Wikipedia, and it was like free to use. It wasn't like copyrighted, like where you have to pay royalties. So I used that image of the invisible pink unicorn from Wikipedia. And then what I did is I clipped it onto there and did a very special thing there, see. That was the chessboard, there was the unicorn, and then I used some really fancy tricks in Inkscape to make it look like that. So yeah, that was how I did that chessboard unicorn, and that's one of my favorite drawings ever. And let's see, this folder has some incredible stuff. Yeah, there's that one. Oh, there's a bigger file, and then, oh yeah, those are huge files there that I was trying to make bigger images for uploading resolutions. And I even have some, let's see, I even have some other things. Yeah, I have that one, then there was this one, and that was cool, and then there was this one. So we have the original, we have the black and white unicorn on the colored background, or the colored unicorn on the black and white background. And now I only have the first one available for sale on Society 6, and that's cool. But I may use the other two eventually. I'm not sure. It depends on if anybody who sees this is interested and wants to buy those. Black and white is actually my style. And let's see. Now this, okay, yeah, that's the same thing, those two images. So I have duplicates. So the Chessboard Unicorn, which I use on my front of my business card, that I've been handing out, is one of the coolest things. Now, but what I want to show you today is my, let's see, where is that file? Unicorn Experiments. Okay, now, I want to make a unicorn because that unicorn that I used for the other one, it was an SVG I downloaded that somebody else made. But I want my own unicorn. I want one that I drew that is my style. So now here's the deal. Now first thing I want you to see is there is this. Now this, you see, this is actually an Inkscape trace of the image from Terraria. Now, if you've played Terraria and you've seen the unicorn enemies that spawn in the hallowed biome, you'll know what this is. So this is from the game, but this is an Inkscape trace, not the original image. And the original image you can obtain either by a screenshot of the game or by using XNB node or another XNB extracting tool. Because there are tools that people who mod Terraria use to modify the graphics. So this looks kind of like that unicorn, but as you see, it's not very good. It's nice, and besides the fact that it's not very good and doesn't look very much like the original, it also is not mine. It's not my style. That's the people who made Terraria made that. So, and let me check and make sure that my software is still recording. Yeah, it is, and it looks like the audio bar because this is a really cool video that I want to show people. So now, originally, I tried to do edits of the trace to get it looking more realistic, but then I started a new project. Okay, so I did the geometric. Okay, so I have the SVG files, but then I have exports of each of the PNGs, and for whatever reason, Windows don't think, in fact, I'm pretty sure that the Windows previewer doesn't do SVG files, because SVG files are kind of new. But the PNG files I can view. Now, this was the first one. People saw this on Facebook, and it doesn't look like a horse. I was trying to use basically an all square design, like pixel style art. Now, I made it in Inkscape, but it's meant to look like pixel art. But it doesn't look like a horse, so that did not work out well. Okay, so next thing, I did major modifications. I took this one, and then I did major see the difference there. Now, the body and the legs are the only thing between these two images that was not modified. So anyway, yeah, okay, so there's that, and there is that. And so I started adding other things. I started trying to make it look more horse-like, and it's cool, but it still doesn't look like a horse. Now, this one, I did a little bit more modifying to the face. I made like a spiky type hair mane, and it looks weird. Now this one, I turned off snapping for some of it, and then now the tail on this looks kinda like a horse's tail. But then the horn, well, that was a simple triangle. That was the horn of the unicorn is the easiest thing, and it doesn't really have a mouth because I don't know how to do a mouth yet. This is weird. So. But it has a big eyeball. So that is the most horse-like thing that I've drawn from scratch. Unless you count on paper, because I have drawn horse on paper, which looks worse than this. I'll be honest, I'm not good at drawing real size. Of course, on paper, I can't draw a triangle to save my life anyway. So let's see now. I've been trying different things. So then I was trying to do something, and I had pixel horse. Now what file is this? I'm gonna load up Inkscape and see what this is, but I'm actually gonna do some more Inkscape art, and I want this to be caught. Oh man, oh this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. When I try to do pixel art style, oh, it doesn't work. I'm not a genius at pixel art. Okay. Unless I'm just making, tessellations of squares, which is what pixel art is best at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because this is a nice file here. See, this file is really nice because everything's all set up. Oh, cool. Oh, there's a way to do a checkered background. Yeah, that's nice. But now that's useful if you want like a thing like that, but that's just for actually, you know what? Actually, okay, I'm going to leave that as is for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a new folder. All those folders are all failed experiments. I call this the unicorn experiments because I'm just experimenting at making horses, and then I can add a horn to make a unicorn. So Polygon horse, so we'll save this file as Polygon horse, and I may make files in stages here, but the main thing is I'm recording a video because I want to show you the actual process that goes into stuff. So now, first of all, let me do a little experiment. Okay, let me just select this, and I'm going to Control Shift E for export, and then I'm going to choose a file name for this thing. So let's see, Polygon horse. Okay, Polygon horse.png. So it will export that PNG, and let's see how this works. Okay, I need to go to this folder in my Windows File Explorer thingy, whatever. So now this, okay, yeah, the checkered background, it doesn't actually show in the image. It's all transparent. So I was curious about that, the checkered background here. Now, so let's see now. First of all, let me show you a few things about Inkscape and what it can do. Inkscape, being the greatest program of all time for two-dimensional art. I'm not kidding. It's like Adobe Illustrator, but it's free and open source, runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, and probably any other system you can compile it on. I actually did compile it on Linux from scratch once, just by following the directions. It was very simple, you know, configure, make, install, something like that. But on Windows, it's really easy. So most people are Windows users. So here's the rectangle tool. I tried to use only like the rectangle tool for stuff for my first design. And then here's the line tool. I use the line tool a lot. See, what you can do is, like, now I have it snapping to the grid. But let's say that I want to turn off the grid. Then I can just place these lines anywhere. It's even possible to make curvy paths like this. It's possible to make curves with the line tool. Oh man, that looks weird. Okay, I want to show you something. So see this. This is, yeah, if I swap the fill and stroke, see this? Now I made it red. This shows the path that I just drew. And it's really kind of cool. Ooh, what's this do? Oh cool, I just like connected those 2 points. And see, I have the snapping enabled, so it snaps to all corners here. You know, so there's the line tool, and it does some amazing stuff. Besides showing you my horse art, I'm also trying to show people what Inkscape can do, just in case they're very curious. Now I'm going to turn off the checkerboard background because it's distracting me. Okay, so let's see, how do I go up here? So now, okay, I'll get rid of this for now. In fact, I probably won't even need to export the images because I'm recording a video. And hopefully this video turns out right, or I'm going to be really sad because this is a great video. Okay. So there's some other amazing things. See, here's the, like, they call this the calligraphy tool. Okay, so here's me trying to sign my name using my mouse. And it's not very good. I mean, to get a real signature, I have to do it on paper and then scan it, which could be done. And then I can, you know, see, this color palette is my custom color palette. I have this set up because there's a whole bunch, but this specific one I made myself, and I actually have sent myself an email and even posted to Facebook like an example of how to make color palettes. But what I actually did when I made it is I found the folder that has the color palettes included with Inkscape, and then I modified it and gave it my own colors, made sure there was exactly, there are 15 colors here, black, white, medium gray, and the 12 rainbow colors. And I use these for tons of my art. So the color palette is nice, and then everything about the snapping is all nice. But I mean, there are Inkscape tutorials by other people who can show you that stuff better. So anyway, I'm going to get straight into this. I'm going to have to make a new Polygon horse from scratch. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to do the Polygon tool. Oh, the Polygon tool is the coolest thing ever. Now, check this out. There, you see, is a triangle, the first one. There's a regular polygon. There is the square, the pentagon, the hexagon, the heptagon or septagon, whatever, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So as you see, this tool becomes more and more like a circle the higher you go. And I'm going to keep it at 24, and there's a reason for this. Now, what I should do is I'm going to get rid of the fill and change the stroke by holding Shift plus click to set the stroke to black. Now there's a reason for this. Now, I'm going to show you something. The angles here. Okay, yeah, this is interesting. Well, actually, yeah, this is not all that important. Because normally the angles, there's actually a thing in the preferences for angles, and if you have multiples of 15, let's see here, angles, then when you rotate, it does, let's see, steps. Yeah, see, you can set it to various different things, but I'll leave it at 15 for now. because here's the goal. Now, I need a new body for my horse. I may have to draw these parts individually, and this could be a very time-consuming process. I only have so much time before I have to go to work. And so I'm going to at least make some progress here. So now, to get a more curvy look, I'm going to be using regular polygons. I'm not going to be using circles because I'm a polygon artist, you know, that this is a polygon horse. It's meant to have straight edges, but it gives the illusion of being curved. So here's the thing. What we have here is we have that now, and see, because I have the snapping set here, I have it snaps to all the corners snap to each other. And the snapping thing, if Inkscape did not have snapping, I couldn't use it. I seriously could not use it for my polygon tessellations. So you see, it's very easy to place that and see it. Like, for example, I can turn on or off the snapping that way. Now that's about those specific things, and then this turns on and off snapping altogether. So what I need to do here is I'm going to make a sort of long horse body, but I mean, I could do it like something like this, but I'm going to put these two 24-sided polygons. I'm not sure what you call, yeah, I don't, is it like a icotetra? Ah, man, I cannot remember that. Once it gets past, yeah, once it gets past the decagon, the 10 sides, I can't remember what you call them. But anyway, what you call the polygons with a whole bunch of sides is not important. So I'm going to construct the body of the horse using this. Now, right now it looks like two circles. It's two 24-sided polygons. But what you'll see is I'm actually now, okay, let me try something else. Now, if I put this here, I can put that in the middle, which makes it look kind of cool. But what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to do this and connect these, and then basically make a shape here. Wait, there's more than one way to do this. Let's see here. In fact, a simple way would simply be to take this and make a rectangle. In fact, let me check something. The distance from this line to this line is 220.81 pixels. And the distance here is 220. Oh, cool. It looks like this makes a perfect, yeah, since the distance is 220.81 pixels every single time. This means there is a perfect square. So as you see now, I have a perfect square there. And what this does is it looks like it divides it into half circles, which may be useful. So what I'm going to show you here is I have this, and I'm going to group these things because this is the horse body. So this, okay, so now what you see is I can change the color of this horse body to whatever I want. And if I want to remove the lines, let's see, let's make the horse body red for now, just for fun, because I usually publish things in black and white first and add colors later. But so since now what this does is, you know, this changes like the color of the entire group of objects. There's 3 objects there. And the stroke is unset because each object has its own settings. So if I remove the stroke, there's no stroke, and there is, yeah, there is just the appearance of a pill type shape. Now let me make sure my software is still recording because I don't want anything going wrong here. So now, what I should do is I'm going to save a copy of this file and make a folder named parts, because I want to make sure that each individual part as I design it is in its own separate thing. This may be useful later on for publishing the different parts separately. I'm not sure why I would do that, but you never know, I might. Polygon horse body. So there is the main body. Now the whole, I mean the head, the tail, I mean everything's part of a body, right? But when you talk about a body, it brings to mind the core. So like when I think of body, I think of, you know, chest, stomach, the whole central core. So this is where all the internal organs of my Polygon horse would be if it had internal organs, but it doesn't. It's a two-dimensional shape. So anyway, now it's time to do some other interesting stuff. So now what you'll see here is I can still select these shapes and move them around. But what I can do is when I select the entire shape, but when I can, let's see. Oh, when I do shift, oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's so anyway, yeah, I'm getting distracted with details of how Inkscape works. So when I control click, it selects this polygon. I'm going to copy, get out of that group, paste it. We have a new, we have this new shape here, and let's give it a different color. Now, my other horse had green hair, but we don't have to have green hair. Let's give it some magenta hair. And, you know, magenta and fuchsia, I think, are synonyms, as is cyan and aqua, I think, or teal. I'm not sure. Color names elude me too, but the color numbers and hex are what I named each of my things. So what we have here is we have FFOFF. And, okay, so that is the hexadecimal code for this color, which I call magenta for now. And what you'll see here, since we have snapping, I'm going to try to snap this tail onto part of the body. I should zoom in on this. Now, it can snap anywhere. Like, yeah, it snaps in any corner, but I want to make sure, yeah, I'm going to do it in such a way so that, yeah, like which is the best part to put the tail on? Like which part of the butt of a horse do I want a tail to be on? At the top seems a lot, but right here seems a little bit weird. Let's put this right here. Let me make sure. Okay. Oop. Yeah, it kind of overlaps. Okay. I want this to be snapped perfectly to that part of the body, because I like it. I want people to be able, well, I'm going to make a separate version where I have each part of the object be a separate color so that people can see the individual parts of this horse and how it's constructed. So here we have a horse and we have a bunny rabbit tail. It's just like a circular object. So this is funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, because I do Control D. It's really nice to duplicate because you can duplicate things. So that's one thing you can do. You can not only can you duplicate things, but you can also copy with Control C and then Control V and paste it. So I have a whole bunch of these things here. So what I need to do is I'm going to carefully figure this out. Let's see. Now I need to zoom in. See, there's different view levels. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all do separate things. So we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, which zooms in very close, 4, and 5, and 6. Whoa. Which view is 6? That's the page width. Okay. So, but 3 is really close. So now, what I want to do is I want to make it so that these are not overlapping. I could make it so they overlap, and that would be totally fine. But just keeping my similar style, I'm going to make them where they don't overlap and where they just meet there. So then, let me select these things, bring them closer to where I'm operating here. Let's see, move this one here, and then what they're going to do is they're going to be moved slightly. Here's an idea. What if I bring this one down so it still doesn't overlap, but then I bring this one down. Now that's snapped to the same part here, but I want the tail to like be kind of where it very slowly goes more down each time. So there's that one, then there's that, and then zooming in really close is very essential for this. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I think, that's all the shape. So I need to duplicate this shape, and let's make this go further down here. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, that looks like that's the same, but it's going, next it's going to go down here. So let's zoom out, see how this looks so far. Oh, freaky. Yeah, this is a bit weird. A weird looking tail. No, this tail is too long. This is not working out very well. So what I need to do, because I want there to be a logical system. It's not enough for it to look like a horse. I'm extremely picky about how this looks, as well as having them shaped very interestingly. Okay, so let's see here. We have this, and then we have this. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, yeah, this is starting to look better. Yeah, this is really quite nice. So okay, so there's the horse's tail, and it looks funny. Okay, yeah, this looks really funny. Oh man, this is crazy. Okay, so I'm going to keep this as is. See, here's the deal. Like, I don't want him to get moved. I want him to stay like this right now because it's really funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything, do Control-Shift+A. Somehow I've memorized these keyboard shortcuts. If only I could memorize the keyboard shortcuts in Blender. But my memory sucks. All I need to remember for this is Control+Shift+A, or Control+Shift+M, or Control+Shift+E. Yeah. In fact, speaking of Control+Shift+E, I can do it that way. In fact, you don't need to remember the shortcuts, in fact, because, well, after all, they're all available through the menu. So, okay, I'm going to replace that file. This is centered in the middle right now. See, the export Control+Shift+E is there, and then all these other things like, let's see, now object transform Control+Shift+M or Control+Shift+A. See, although the Control+Shift+M-A-E, those are like the ones I use all the time. So anyway, what I want to do is, so far you've seen some details. What I'm going to do now is since I want to make sure this video is recorded, and before I continue recording, I'm going to end this recording. I'm going to close this file here, and I'm going to end this recording and see how it turns out, because if it turns out, I'm going to publish this part. How long have I been recording? Oh, a little over 28 minutes. Okay, I'm going to end this here, and I'm going to continue this design in a future episode of recording here. Okay, so see you later.